Hey interwebs. Just to clarify, I don't have glasses on right now and in a lot of the videos, but I actually need them all the time. It just causes like a weird reflection. So I would have like, I had them on, I had the TV reflecting, and like 6 million times back over. And my glasses have prisms in them. If you don't know what a prism is, look it up, but you can just imagine what happens when you put a picture in a prism. So that's why sometimes if you're watching the videos, there's like a really weird glare on my glasses. It's because they have prisms. But we have a special request. I cook poor people. I don't cook poor people. I cook like a poor person. So I can go to a food bank and I can make actually really good food out of not very much. And in the coming months, there's going to be a lot of that. A lot of people wanting something. You know, you have a craving for this, but you don't have the stuff to make it. You don't want to go to the grocery store for that one thing. So today's recipe, something is sneaking into the screen.
Luxury.
Yes, this is a luxury.
Luxury.
If you don't live in Canada, Tim Hortons is like
a luxury.
Tim Hortons is like a heroin that feeds the whole nation. It's a drug. But they've closed all the dining rooms. So now my local Tim Hortons has signs up that you can order on the app, and then you call the restaurant and they'll bring you out your order, because you can normally order on the app just for pickup. But it wouldn't work for me. There was something wrong with the gift card I had, so I actually got in the drive-thru. Of course, I'm not a car, so it didn't register. But I did walk through the drive-thru to get it. And no, we're not going very often. I had to go to the grocery store, and it's in the same plaza. And I stopped at Timmie's to get us each a drink from there as a treat, because we had a gift card. And
Thank you, Canada.
Thank you, Canada. Thank you to my dead dad who left a $10 gift card somewhere in his apartment, and I found it. It might have been in my old wallet, because I kind of just shoved everything together, but I think it was from him. That's my dad giving me a big hug, saying like, still got your back, girl. Foods. We're talking about food, so we're going to have to cook. Obviously, like if you've watched any other videos, you read any of my Instagram posts, you see any recipes, I normally have a lot of Epicure and like food bank stuff, because we are a very low income family and we qualify for food banks. So yesterday, I love pizza. I could eat pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like those things where it's like you could live on one food. Pizza. I could eat, and if I have free reign, I eat pizza so much more than is humanly possible, right? Do you want to weigh in on how much I eat pizza? It's ridiculous. I get a pizza for everything. So I really wanted some pizza, and I looked in what was in our cupboard. We had a can of Spam. It was actually luncheon meat. It's not Spam brand, which is basically it's a square tin full of like pureed meat that they've packed in there. And my mom, when I was little, used to fry it up and serve it with eggs. So I thought, oh, I'll fry it up and I'll have it on like buttered toast or something. So I'm making the toast and I'm frying them up. And then I realized I had made salsa the day before, and I had opened a jar of sauce
It was delicious, thank you.
Onion and
food bank.
What was the other thing in the sauce? Garlic and onion sauce that smelt and tasted like pizza sauce. That also came from the food bank. So I had this sauce. I had made salsa, but what do I do with the rest of the sauce? He doesn't really like to eat pasta.
Bravery.
Unless his Nona cooks it. If Nanny doesn't cook the pasta, everybody else's pasta sucks. Don't marry an Italian who has a real Italian grandmother. Your pasta will never be good enough. Your sauce will never be good enough. And even worse, I make pretty good sauce, but it's from my step-grandmother, who was also Italian, but a different kind of sauce. Nanny is more marinara. Tina was like a sweet sauce with peppers, and it's just
phenomenal.
It's a thing. And every Italian or person married an Italian is just like, I hear you. I hear you. You can't. So I had this sauce, and I had been like, oh, too bad we don't have cheese. This sauce would have been really good on pizza. So I'm frying up this stuff, and I had a brilliant idea. So toast, You can put butter on it if you want or you don't. We did both. It's your preference. If you like butter, you can put it on, but you didn't have to. Just a bunch of sauce on the toast. And our toast was like lightly toasted because it was still slightly frozen from the freezer. So it just came out very lightly toasted. So it wasn't like super dark, but it was still like stiff and it wasn't mushy. So put the sauce and then put on pieces of Spam. Now we made it a few times. I found the ones that I had where I cut really thin, tiny pieces and not like a full slice. Well, I made it twice yesterday. He only had it the one time. You didn't want a second one. Did you like it better when it was like the long slices or when it was the little slices? Because if you slice the Spam, it's like this long. But if you slice it really thin, like I'm talking paper thin, the thinner you slice it, the crispier it'll get in the frying pan. So you just throw them in a frying pan. But you fry them until they're, but it does. It tastes like a great pepperoni. And if you have cheese, I'm sure that would make it 10 times better. So it's something that like might be fun to do with your kids or to do at home. Like, because who has pizza dough laying around? Who keeps pepperonis laying around? But we usually have cheese. We usually have bread. You could do it on a bagel, make bagel bites. You could do it on an English muffin. English muffin pizzas are amazing. I do them when I go camping. You can do them on a baking tray in the oven. Wrap them in tin foil in the oven. If you have a fire out back and you want to make things like this, make it up like pizzas where the meat is already cooked and the dough. Just put them in tin foil, seal it so it's like a little tent. Don't sandwich the two pieces, but stick them on coal fire. You don't want lots of flames. You want to let it get down just to embers and coals, and you can cook amazing stuff. Also, Google something called box ovens, which uses coals to cook in, and sadly, there are people who don't have ovens right now. I have a friend who doesn't have a stove. I totally was like, hey, if you want to cook in a box oven, let me know. I will teach you how. You can bake in them. You can cook in them. My wonderful world of camping and years of being in Girl Guides, I can cook a turkey in a garbage pan. If you use a rod in the ground and you put a turkey or a chicken on it, you have to have something to catch droppings and a turkey. You have to have a metal pail. You have to wash it. Garbage pail if it's a big turkey, or like a metal garbage can. And you put like coals, hot coals in and around. And anyway, that's not a box oven, but that's a way to cook. So if you're struggling because you or your kids really want to go out and you have cravings, but you don't have the stuff or you don't have the money because money's tight now, there are a lot, like start Googling camp food, camp recipes, because you're going to find a lot of really cool stuff that you can do in the backyard, and a lot of them you can do in the oven. Those of us who are like addicted to camping and who love camp food have found ways to do them in our microwaves and in our stoves and in our ovens. An oven is almost as good as a campfire, but except for roasting things like marshmallows. But you can make s'mores in the microwave. Just be careful, because marshmallows in the microwave too long go boom.
Hey, I knew that.
He knew that.
Quite dark.
All right, my nose is itching again. Can you hear that? Drives people crazy when I scratch my nose because it makes such a bad noise. I've always had a very bad nasal issue. And there's only so much they can do. But basically, I'm allergic to too many things. But not enough to be like fully medicated for allergies. Switch yes. Because I know how much you all love when I make funny faces. It got really dark in here because what's on the TV changed. So, I'm going to say goodbye because if this hits 10 minutes, Instagram won't let me put it. Do you want to say goodbye? Cheers. Say cheers. Say cheers.
Cheers, Canada.
He's like trying to turn the, like, is it Theory of a Dead Man? He wants you to see the Theory of a Dead Man. You're not going to get paid for showing off Theory of a Dead Man. Tim Hortons isn't.
No,
we are not paid by Tim Hortons to endorse their coffee. But I'm just saying, if you live in Canada, it's a good thing.
Been to a concert.
He has been to a Theory of a Dead Man concert. And we are so done. Bye.